as well for a moment on what newfound abilities you've got. As you're eating, Myron, I'll leave you for now. We'll focus on Matrix. I think there's a meme about what happens to a fighter at level 5.
She just grows a couple extra arms, nothing much. Yeah, so it's as simple as that. Level 5 means that my attack action gets 2 attacks instead of 1.
So it's basically the fighter becomes twice as powerful from leveling up.
Not quite, but scarily close.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
You see, I, on the other hand, get more than twice as powerful, because I get my second attack, which is great, but my martial arts die goes from a D4 to a D6. So each of my attacks do an extra 1 damage on average.
Solid.
Also, my healing does an extra healing. Also, I now have access to an extra key point and stunning strike.
My favorite.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie. Stunning strike. I've seen a lot of monks use it a lot, but I think I'm just going to. I don't think I'm going to use it as much. I think I'm going to just until I get a lot of key points. It's probably just going to be more fury of blows with the healing, and or my necrotic strike, which comes in.
Well, we'll have to see. I like it because it's until if you do it with your opening hit, it's until the end of your next turn. So it's like a whole round and 2 whole turns for you with your opponent.
Right.
Stunned,
It's very strong if it works.
Yeah.
And I have a nice wisdom modifier, and that's what my DC is built on. But still, it's still a DC like 13 con check. And a lot of things are really strong on con.
That is the con of that ability. So, and then Ravenous. Level 5 for Warlock is a pretty big deal as well.
So I now have upgraded my Hex. No.
Updated your Eldritch Blast.
Have I? Well, no, my Eldritch Blast I now have 2 automatically.
Yeah.
And then I've got an upgrade on my Hex, which means that it... Sam, you have to explain this because I don't know.
Eldritch Invocation, Maddening Hex. Which
Does that show up on my sheet?
Yeah, under features and traits. So as a bonus action, she can deal an extra 5 psychic damage to the target cast by her Hex spell. When she blasts it with an Eldritch Blast.
And isn't it not got an area of effect against people nearby as well?
Yeah, I'm just reading the blurb. It's so the full blurb is: as a bonus action, you create a psychic disturbance around a target cursed by your Hex spell or by a warlock feature of yours, such as Hex-based Curse or Sign of Ill Omen. When you do so, you deal psychic damage to the cursed target and each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it. And the psychic damage equals your charisma modifier. So to use this invocation, you must be able to see the cursed target, and it must be within 30 feet of you. So basically, it means you do Eldritch Blast, blam, you do extra damage on that target and anything within 5 feet of it. So if Buruk was already afraid of Ravenous, it's now...
Yeah, it's not making it any favors.
You now see that she has area of effect damage on her Eldritch Blasts. You also got a new spell?
I have the Hunger of Hadar, which is like literally my favorite spell.
It's a nice name.
It's basically a 20-foot sphere of blackness that cannot be penetrated by light or magic. I can see through it because of my tiefling devil sight ability.
Not tiefling.
Alright, whatever.
Eldritch Invocation.
I've got yeah, exactly. And it's basically like it's super cold, tendrils and tentacles squish and squirm and make horrible noises within it.
Tentacles?
And then yeah. And then I think it's if you start or end your turn within the sphere, you get like some cold damage.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, it's
Where's
both,
the bludgeoning?
both, yeah. If you start or end, it's both of those result in damage for anyone in the sphere.
That's why I said start and end.
He's a door, but it's fine because he is or.
Either or. And I think that's it for me.
My favorite parts of sorry, never mind, go on.
Who was talking? I don't know.
No.
I thought you.
I don't think anyone was.
No, carry on.
No, I can't remember anymore. That's the problem.
Oh,
No. Please carry on.
Right, that's it.
Just
That's
make
what,
some shit up.
Okay. Sorry. My favorite part about Hunger of Hadar, right, is its description, right?
Mm-hmm.
Milky white tentacles.
The void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises that can be heard up to 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Slurping noises.
It literally, like, because I had this in a previous game, and it was literally like, okay, the first thing I do, I create the Hunger of Hadar, and nobody else can see into it except for me.
And remember that, because it's actually important that no one else can see it except you. So don't cast it on us, please.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't cast it on you guys.
Sometimes it's super good, sometimes it's less. We'll see what Ravenous happens to do.
But just throwing this out there, out of character and whatnot. Both of us, both the melee people, have a lot of movement control. Especially Baruch with his pushing strike.
Yep.
So
I see what you mean.
We can make people appear in it.
Exactly, we can make people stay in it. Is the important part.
That is a good thing.
In fact, on that point, Baruch, it's worth knowing. I'm pretty sure you can do battle master maneuvers on maneuver. I.e., if you do a riposte, you can do a push attack on your riposte.
Wait, really?
I think so.
Let me have a
Because say an enemy uses all their movement to run out of the Hunger of Hadar and charge at you, and then you just shove them back in. As your riposte.
Yeah, that's a bit rude, but it could happen.
Absolutely spectacular. So yeah, level 5. Probably, I think it's my favourite level in D&D. It's certainly where you see one of the biggest ability jumps. Yeah, the fighter becomes twice as powerful. The monks become twice as powerful. The warlock becomes twice as powerful. I don't know about druids.
Nah.
Maybe they can like raise dead.
I mean, they get third level spells. Any of the casters get third level spells, which is a huge jump. So sorcerers and sorcerer, gets fireball, gets haste, gets all that fun goodness.
At level 5, they can morph into animals at that point.
Isn't it level 4 for swim speed or something? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
It's level 4 and 8.
So yeah, it's a relatively small again, but as well, Hazer is multiclass. So you wouldn't even be hitting level 5 druid anyway. He'd be hitting level 4 druid, I imagine, if he's keeping his 1 level dip into rogue, or maybe he'll take a 2nd level dip into rogue so he can start doing some of the other rogue features.
Level 2 is powerful for rogue.
Yeah, so I imagine you'll probably do that because that's when you get the bonus action dash, the cunning action. Yeah, which is a bit of a game changer because it means you can hide and all that jazz. So, I think Mublex has said he would join
shortly,
joining in a few hours, and
a few sessions.
he's joining in 7, maybe 8.
In a few. Darkstar, I don't think is coming on, but we'll see.
That's a shame, but
that's all right. So, last session. Actually, has my playlist already run out, or is it just a quiet bit in the song?
I think the latter.
That was rapid. We just spent 20 minutes talking.
We haven't.
I'll put on my orchestral exploration playlist. So I only have 4 exploration playlists. So, last session, we started in the tavern. You had it's the River Shining Tavern. You had gotten out of the sewers and covered from the previous day's adventuring. I've even got. Hopefully this should work. Yeah, here we go. Obviously, in the past.
There's a weird feedback noise, by the way.
Sorry.
There's a weird feedback that I'm hearing.
It's from Naturage.
Sorry about that.
That's right. Well, it might just be a slightly loose cable or something, I don't know. Anyway, so you guys did the forge, which is like hero test. You beat that. Killed some pumpkins that have been running, making havoc across the landscape. You've done some shopping. You saved some children from the sewers from these rat people, these sort of were-rats that you murdered with impunity. And yeah, you rescued a bunch of children.
Impunity. Oh,
Impunity, yeah, they deserved it. You splurged a lot of coin on a cloak of protection. So I think it cleared 3 of you out. Not Burke. Did it clear out Burke?
No, Burke gave me 2 gold.
Yeah, he kept everything.
Quite the opposite.
Cool. So yeah, Burke 2 gold contributed, but he cleared out Ravenous, Nanto, and Lyroon's gold supplies to purchase it. But it was well worthwhile because that's an extra 1 to your AC and an extra 1 to all of your saving throws. So your monk is becoming increasingly tanky.
And I'm warm. It's a cloak.
And you're warm, it's a cloak, yeah. Yeah, it's stylish. In the sewers as well, you rescued Danny DeFito, this adventurer from the Invisible Hand, to a sort of an adventurer conglomerate, shall we call him. That hadn't proved particularly successful. The rest of his party had been wiped out. The were-rats had been repeatedly biting him, and he'd just been kept casting Remove Curse on himself to prevent himself from getting the curse. And you collected his rewards. The guard summarily rejected him getting any rewards and gave you his share essentially, and then he sort of sadly trooped off back to the Lady Doctor's Tavern. And then you guys went to the Ducal Castle with your various evidences of miscreant activity going on in Daggerford, and your letter from Victoria, basically extolling your virtues, got you into the castle, and you met Duchess Morwen. Yeah, Duchess Morwen.
And I was absolutely dumbstruck by her bodice, covered in jewels, and I could not speak. And then inappropriately asked if I could touch her.
Yeah, and then everything unfortunately unraveled for us.
And she, I think, just sort of summarily dismissed you.
Thankfully, we'd gotten rid of all the useful conversation before we got thrown out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, good timing.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
And
I'm on my phone right now, so I'm gonna be listening. So, while I do the dishes, but I'm listening, okay?
Cool.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, I was just summarising what's happened so far, but basically, yeah. So you guys finally got to meet Duchess Morwen of Daggerford, or Duchess Morwen Daggerford. In fact, her last name is Daggerford, and she gave you a few jobs after hearing about the various heists that you had been investigating. She wants you to help clear out some of the vegetable issues plaguing the farmlands around Daggerford, and she said to go to the barracks to find out more about that, but to let them know. I think you've got a royal seal as well, basically giving them instructions to prioritise you for work.
Oh yeah.
She also wanted you to investigate what Burke had discovered from the letter on the rat person's corpse in the sewers, which is that at Harvest Close Festival at the Guest and Mimic stand, apparently there's going to be a contact meeting what would have been one of the Crimson Cleavers members to make an exchange. So you got sort of permission from Duchess Morwen to tell Victoria basically to give you her hat disguise, more her recommendation. We'll see if Victoria takes it. But as well, you guys mentioned that if you were going to try and pass yourselves off as Crimson Cleavers, you needed to wear the Crimson Cloaks, and you wanted to get some kind of guard captain to give you permissions to do that, and that you wouldn't just get arrested on sight. And she told you to go talk to her Master of Arms, Hamish Horfrost.
It's not the Master of Arms. Don't be absurd.
Burke is the Master of Arms.
Burke is the only Master of Arms that matters, okay?
It's a contentious topic.
It is not. All right, he is clearly the best. I haven't seen that other guard captain do shit.
Yeah. I mean, at some point you're going to meet someone with 4 arms, and then there's going to be a real problem.
Yeah,
Yes, Simic
it's going to
hybrid.
be an issue for sure.
Ooh, what's the name of the Naga people? Oh God, sorry.
Moloch?
Go on.
No, snake people.
It starts with an L, but I need to know.
Anyway, so where we had left off at the end of last session was, yes, Ravenous had been rather enthusiastically wanting to hug or just touch us more with a bit, probably to steal some of her stuff.
Merilith.
Never heard of
Yeah, it doesn't start with an L.
Start with L. Shush you. So, you've just been escorted out of the throne room. This is sort of jazzy expression. This isn't the playlist I was expecting.
Well, it's just some nice, relaxing music for now.
So, you've just been escorted out of the throne room. You're back in that antechamber where there was a chessboard with some various nice pieces on it. Ravenous had liked to look off, but you guys have been trying to make sure she didn't steal from your employer. And you've been left with an instruction to go speak to Hamish. You've got a couple of days until the Harvest Close Festival. There's a couple of jobs that the Duchess would like you to take care of. Have at it.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. And just one more thing to check. I had promised to check in on Danny DeFito, but seems like we sent out some guards his way instead.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yes, you'd alluded that perhaps there was something more to him than just being a prisoner in the sewers, because you weren't quite sure what was going on there. And she had done her customary snap order, and 2 guards instantaneously apparently knew that to me to go arrest Danny DeFito.
Yeah, if memory serves, that was just... I don't quite believe he managed to cleanse it. I don't quite understand the means how he would.
So it's more of a Buruk not understanding magic than any actual suspicion.
Yep.
That was
A bit of both, frankly.
It was enough for her though. So yes, potentially you may have created some future issues there. We'll have to see. So, as I say, we're in the antechamber. Hazer, you're not there right now. We'll pick you up later on. We're currently at the tavern. You were heavily hungover after drinking all that dragon whiskey, and perhaps actually your throat was a bit burnt from it all. So you decided to sleep in the morning. And we're now just about approaching lunchtime. But yeah, go. You're in the antechamber.
Lyroon will definitely try to
Silence, please!
Lyroon will definitely try to coax everyone out as quickly as possible to prevent Ravenous from going back to the chessboard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I would be quite in favor of that. I think it's time for us to first visit that Master of Arms, just to make sure that we're not carrying anything criminal.
So I almost envisaged you all it's like a hug circle, and you're just sort of shepherding Ravenous away from the chessboard towards the edge.
Yeah, just a hand on the shoulder. Go along, come along.
Keep moving.
Exactly. With lots of extra words. Because Lyroon doesn't have the physical strength to move people, but it's like, I'm gonna distract you with my words. Shiny thing, don't pay attention to stuff over there. We should, but we should. If I'm looking at the map correctly, Victoria's Secret is on the way from the castle to, if we will go an L shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Whereabouts is what's his face? The leader of the Dalliances. Where does he live?
Lord Flashheart.
That's it.
Lord Flashheart. He lives in the northeast end of town.
Is he not on our way?
If I get the map up. currently sideways because reasons. So you're currently in the castle. I mean, it's not a huge town, so getting across town is about a 5-minute walk. So detours aren't a big deal. But yeah, the number 24 on this map is that big building. I don't know if you can see me pointing at it with my mouse pointer, but
I can.
Oh, you can. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, that big building is the River Shining Tavern. Marketplace is over here. Lord Flashheart's noble residences are up over here.
Okay.
To east rather. So ever so slight detour, but yeah, in the marketplace over here, that's where Victoria's Secret would be.
But we need to see the guard captain anyway, which is to the north anyway, right?
So the guard captain's in the castle. In fact.
Oh.
I thought he was at the drill field. Sorry,
yeah. So most of the guards are at the drill fields, at the barracks, but the Master of Arms actually resides in the Ducal Castle.
And we are just outside it now, aren't we?
Well, you're inside it in the antechamber. Well, you just shepherded Ravenous out of the antechamber, so you're at the top of a pair of sort of branching staircases in this giant lobby area. It's very fancy looking.
what's the distance to the floor?
Think about it.
I jump off.
Yeah, about 20 feet.
I jump off.
Okay, so the guards, Dwayne is still with you, Dwayne Rocky. He's still with you, and he's just marching you out of the antechamber, and yeah, Lyroon just immediately runs to the balcony and just takes a running leap.
Hop!
Just hops over. Does anything happen as you fall?
No, I just land with the ridiculous grace of, like, an acrobatic, just... Whoop.
So you do the 3-point landing?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, just sort of lands, one hand, one leg spread out and one leg crouched underneath a slap to the ground, that classic hero landing. No problem, no damage taken whatsoever, demonstrating his newfound level 5 monk abilities.
It was level 4. I'm still going to use it as often as possible because, of course.
Brilliant. The other two of you, I'm guessing, will take the stairs.
I would just offhandedly ask Dwayne Rocky, do you know where the Master of Arms would be?
Yeah, so he's right, he's just this way, over to the right.
Yep.
Just down
Could
the
you
road.
take
I'll
us, or is it...
I'll take you right away, sir. That'll be Hamish.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, Dwayne, he's downstairs over towards Hamish's offices, and yeah, he's located in the palace. It's a pretty nice place for a Master of Arms to be hanging out. This columns attached. There we go. So yeah, you get brought to Hamish's office. In fact, I've got even. No? Yes. Hamish Horfrost. So as he arrives at the door, he just sort of looks at you and goes, right, well, he's a little bit gruff, but don't mind him. He's very, very good at his job. He sort of nods and then turns and puts back to the wall next to you. Clearly has no interest in actually entering the office with you. He's just happy to show you where to go, but he's also going to make sure that you actually go in and don't just wander off somewhere else in the palace to go thieving, particularly after Nando's warning earlier.
Yeah, that's fair.
God damn it, Nanto!
Quick question, is there still any echo from my side?
Nope.
Yeah,
Good. Yeah, it was just,
I'm hearing it.
I don't hear any buzzing.
I'm hearing it.
Curious. I mean, I'll see what I can do about it, but...
It's fine. It's not as bad as it was, because it was like when you muted yourself like a minute ago. It was like my ears were like, sweet relief.
Okay, sorry. I'll see when we have a break. I'll just look into it.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's not as loud as it was back just then, so it's much better.
I mean,
Well, I can make it louder if you'd like.
Oh no, that's fine.
Try just turning him down actually a little bit.
I'll do it.
Because I'm noticing he's not lighting up as making sound when he's not talking now, so I don't think there should be any buzzing anymore.
Well, it seems
Everything can be fixed.
Yeah, so it's all good.
If you
Anyway,
like buzzing will happen. But yeah, once we're by the door, I think Brooke just would walk up to it and knock on it a few times loudly.
And you hear
Just,
this,
make...
as promised, a rather gruff, no-nonsense voice. Come!
Exactly what we would do.
So
Well, at the very least, what Buruk would do.
Yeah, Lyroon follows quickly behind.
Yeah, so you twist the silver door knob and enter, and it's like a thick wooden door that was barring your way. No glass in it or anything, just plated, and it just said Master of Arms, Hamish Horfrost. That's Hoar.
And Frost. Literally, last night he was he was reminding me about the character's name, and I was like, "Is his? Did you literally call somebody War Thrust?" But no, it's Horfrost. But Sam doesn't know how to pronounce things properly, so it will still sound like
I'm pronouncing
Horfrost.
that correctly. It's just you're used to me. If I was to say Horfrost, it would come out the same. That's the problem. Yeah,
Thankfully, it actually had it like spelt like with letters right there on the screen, so it wasn't a problem for us.
But yeah. No, fair enough.
The man you see inside, he's wearing scale mail armor, even though he's just sitting at his nice, rich mahogany desk, and he's scratching.
Mahogany.
He's sketching. It looks like he was sketching something as he walked in, but as soon as he said "come," you can see it. Just as soon as you open the door, you can see him just picking up that drawing he was sketching and just sticking it into a drawer.
Any chance that I have a glimpse of what it was? Feel free to say no.
Check, but it'll be a tough DC because he said "come," so he's expecting you to come.
Exactly. Where's my buttons?
It looks like some kind of drawing, an illustration, but impossible to say much more than that. Unusual hobby for a Master of Arms, and an interesting way for him to spend his time during the day. So he looks up to you and goes, "Yes, what is it?"
Greetings, sir. We've managed to get these, and he would just go into his bag and retrieve one of the cloaks, just showing that it's crimson. It's got a couple bloodstains on it. All in all, a messy affair.
Right. So you murdered the
Yeah.
Crimson Cleavers. Very good work.
Yeah.
Why does that matter to me?
Thing is, we want to keep these around because we've heard we can catch more of them, should we manage to disguise ourselves as few.
More specifically, we can find and perhaps appropriate, whatever that word is, the leader of the Crimson Cleavers, the one who was supporting them.
Right. I see you're looking to capitalize on this opportunity. Very well. Have you got permission from the Duchess?
Yes,
we do.
Just came.
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
She sent us your way.
He sort of squints a bit at the tiefling. Seems a bit out of sorts with these two taking it so seriously.
Question, out of character question. She gave us a writ for him, right?
It was for you guys to carry. But yeah, it's to generally help you open doors, essentially.
Cool. I hand him the writ.
He just looks over. Eyes just flicking back and forth across the page. And unlike when it was Dwayne looking at the page, you can tell this guy's actually reading the text and understanding it.
Poor Dwayne.
He's done well to get to his position when he's illiterate. So yeah, he just looks at it and reads it. Right. Well, I suppose I can let the word be known. Do you have a name? Group name?
That is the name. That right there. Morph. That is our name.
No. How do you guys like strangers from strange lands?
I'm not against it.
I thought the Ravenous Adventurers was a great name.
It is a good name if it wasn't your actual name.
Yeah, I know.
Strangers from Strange Lands capitalizes on the fact that
We're all
almost
weird.
all far travelers, and we're all weird.
Yeah, cool. I
Yep.
am happy with
Imagine
that.
this happened in character in front of him.
Please, no.
No, not a chance.
This is something we pre-discussed.
Lyroon, simply says, "We are the strangers from Strange Lands."
He just stares at you for a moment. Right. Very well. Strangers from strange lands. Takes out his quills. A new sheet of parchment. Starts scribbling away upon it. Right. I'll let it be known that you are not being intervened. What exactly are you planning to do to capture this leader?
So we managed to steal a letter to some Crimson Cleavers saying that in 2 days' time, during the festivities, there will be a contact and guest the mimic stall. So we wish to capture them there. It might involve fighting, it might involve blood. We don't know for sure.
I'll make sure there is extra guards around then, just in case things get hairy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Do you know anything about this contact?
He signed the letter with initials DK. Not much more than that, I'm afraid. It might not.
I knew it.
Also be the vendor himself. It might be another of his lackeys, but that should take us another step closer to him.
Well, you are doing a good service for Daggerford at least. Thank you for that. Very well. I'll make sure of it.
Would those initials ring a bell to you?
Many. Too many.
Mm.
Sorry to hear that.
A fair few different characters around town. There's two DKs. If I were to be writing such a writ or such a letter, I would not use my real initials.
That is true. Well,
Why?
Why?
Is that
I
a
said
character
wise.
question?
No, I said wise.
Oh, why?
Not why. Why?
Just like, huh?
Why would you do that?
Very well. Does that mean you are available for the next 2 days?
Yes and no. The Duchess has contracted us to take care of the vegetation problems.
It shouldn't take us long to go head out. We're thinking about stopping by the drill fields and picking up the whatever that word is. Warrant? Not warrant. Contract. Yes. We were thinking about stopping by the drill fields, picking up that contract. Probably go attack Corn.
Yes, the corn has been very active. Very well. If you are successful in this, come back on by. I might have something for you.
Thank you.
Will do.
Good luck, strangers from strange lands. And he just
You're welcome.
particularly stares at Ravenous as he says that, as the one. Well, actually, no, he's equally staring between Burek and Ravenous, because both are clearly strangers from strange lands based on their raciality. That's not a word, but yes.
Raciality.
Based on their race. Very well. Good luck.
You're welcome. And then we walk out.
Yep. I think Burke would just salute as best he can and march out the door.
So, give me a performance check for this particular salute.
What do you mean this particular? You've done it for every single one of his salutes so far.
Oh no, but as in we're seeing how well he. Oh my god.
Not well at all.
This time.
Wow! Ow! My eye.
It's not on that
No,
one.
I'm pretty sure the salute itself went fine, but I did get stuck exiting through the door as one of the pikes just got caught in it.
Just gouged. It's like a thick, nice wooden door, and it's just made a little gouge into the frame around it.
Oh.
Yep. That would be my clumsiness. That checks out.
All you hear is a slight sigh. Close the door on your way out, please. And
Byron does so. Yeah, or someone does it.
And then as soon as
Well, I'm already out of the room, so.
As soon as you close the door, you can hear a distinctive sound of quill scratching again. So he's resumed his drawing. Perhaps another time you'll find out what he's drawing. But so you got the promise of more work. You've got the assurance that he's going to make sure you're not going to get arrested for carrying crimson capes around. You're once again at your loose end.
Excellent. In that case, I think our business outside the castle is more or less done. Anyone else want to do anything much here? Does not apply to you, Ravenous. Sorry.
I mean, I feel like we haven't been able to get the best equipment and stuff, and I'm feeling pretty shined out. I was thinking of pulling a small, tiny little heist against Lord Dashheart. Flashheart.
Clearly, his name is Lord Dashheart. Kina.
No, Dashheart is his middle name. He is Lord Dashheart Flashheart.
Yes.
I just want the initials to make to work with him. It would be great.
Gotcha.
DK.
Yeah.
Flashheart is his middle name. Flash by name, Flash by nature.
So I don't know what you guys want to do, but if I don't get something shiny soon, I might explode. So I'm gonna go do this. You can come with me and help me out if you want, or you can go to the guard place and do your thing. I mean, a distraction person at the door would help me, but you know, I have my ways. So
I mean, I heard that corn can be quite charming sometimes, even glinting in the light.
The different type of gold and yellow.
Yep.
I don't go for gold though. I go for shinies. So yeah, what do you guys think? Because if no one's coming with me, I'm gonna do it anyway.
I mean, I think we've been assigned a task.
We
the money is at the end of it.
It only takes you guys to go and go get the commission while I go do this. It won't take me long. Everyone is so screaming right now.
and think, Ravenous. What if you get caught? Lord Flashheart has an incredible amount of wealth. Yes, that also means that he has enough money to hire people to enchant things to prevent it from being stolen. You open the door and you get paralyzed. Any number of things could happen with that amount of money. You open the door and you're teleported to another plane. Vaporized.
Brooke is looking at all of that very suspiciously. Really?
I don't know if you have that much. I think he's one of those kind of people who's they think they think so, like, they're untouchable, so I don't know how much they would really put in way of defenses. But I'll go with you for the corn, but at some point I'm gonna go stealing, and I'd rather it be someone who deserves to be stolen from than the people we're being contracted by.
So you wish to keep the name of tieflings as it always was then?
This is nothing to do with being a tiefling. This is just about obsessive compulsiveness.
Just in case my comment was in character, is yours as well?
Yeah.
Just Very well. Well, I won't be caught stealing from them. Not after being promised more work by the Duchess herself. It's not much of a reputation.
I won't have anything to do with it. In fact, I'm quite disappointed in you, Ravenous.
Well, it wouldn't be the first person.
Right.
So what are we doing?
let's stop by Victoria's Secret for just a minute.
Well, and River Shining, so you can pick up your party member.
Yep.
Who needs that guy?
I would briefly point.
Rogue will be more interested in going to see.
Just to check, is Lady Luck anywhere on the way?
Check my no. No longer hanging out of Hamish for us, so we can go back to the map anyway. So yeah, I think that's towards the east end of town. Number 17. I should know this off by heart. It's actually just off the marketplace.
Oh, perfect. I think I would be not quite walking in, but just observing the entrance just to see if anything comes out.
Cool, so yeah, you're going to go observe potentially the arrest of Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, I just realised we have some chat going on in the Twitch chat.
Nice.
Wait, really?
Yeah. We've got Melon Lords.
Oh, he's not the melon. He's declared himself the melon lord.
Yeah, it's which is that one scene in Avatar.
It's a good scene.
It is a really good scene. We've been watching Korra. We haven't been very impressed with it.
Oh.
To her first
Oh.
series.
The worst character in the whole thing is Korra. Just saying.
She's very annoying. But anyway.
That's not a great start.
No.
The other ones are good. I like Varric. Yeah, a bit of a schism in the party. Ravenous got keen and going thievery. It's just after seeing those jewels and riches, thoroughly feeling almost like angst to steal, it seems. Whereas Burke and Lyrene firmly law-abiding citizens, possibly indifference in nature, coming out there. Hopefully, she'll be able to find someone else to help. So. I think by this point now you've made your way out of the Ducal Castle. You're just getting walked out to the grounds surrounding it, back into Danford. Yeah, Burke was going to go make his way towards the Lady Luck to go observe what's happening down there. So that's a little bit further away than River Shining. I assume Ravenous and Irene are going to go scoop up Hazer from the River Shining.
How about you scoop up Hazer and I'll top by Victoria's Secret.
Yes, I'll scoop up Hazer and come straight back.
I don't think Burke would pick up on what's that about.
Yeah. If you want, you could do a deception check to see how convincing you are. But yeah, I think they wouldn't really question it. So, right.
Really?
So, Ravenous, because the River Shining is the closest to Ducal Castle, so we'll have you meet up with Hazer first. Hazer, are you around? Are you available to talk?
You may still be doing the dishes.
You may still be doing the dishes. Alright, we'll come back to you. So we'll start with Lyrene going to Victoria's Secret. Well, actually, Lyrene and Burke, you'll both be walking through the market, getting to the market.
Yes, I'm here.
Ah.
So I hear Lyrene's gonna pick me up.
So Ravenous has come to collect you from River Shining.
No, Ravenous.
Yeah, so you guys have been sharing a room, so actually she knows exactly where you were sleeping. So yeah, just arrives at your room, knock on the door. Well, actually, Ravenous, how did he do it? So you know he's over and laying in bed when you last saw him.
So I'll knock on the door first and listen to see if he says anything.
Oh, yeah, come in.
I'm gonna come in. How's your hangover?
Ooh, that dragon whiskey was I'm so hungover right now. Not going to try that again.
Aw, well, I had a good time. How would you feel about a cheeky side quest to take the things from the rich and give them to the needy, being me?
Well, don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, we can meet up with the others. They've gone to, Lyrene's gone to Victoria's Secret, and then they're off to get the commission for the corn fight. We'll tell you about that on the way. And then
briefly interrupt to say that before we all split, we agreed to meet up at the drill fields.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Hey.
Yeah. In fact, for this episode, we'll say the Sending Stones, one with Ravenous, one with Lyroon or Buruk, up to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly Lyroon.
Yeah, certainly Lyroon. Buruk would not have the Sending Stone, what am I saying? So yeah, Lyroon and Ravenous have the Sending Stones.
He agrees to take it, then immediately throws it away.
And he goes, "What is this?" Oh!
just breaks it in his hands while staring in the eye.
Let's go then. I'm up for the side quest.
Cool.
Robin Hood style.
Robin Hood
Let me just get my things.
Okay, that's fine. I mostly need you as a distraction. I'll probably be going as a distraction. You can pretend you're selling mushrooms, and then I can sneak in invisible up through the windows with my spider climb boots.
Oh, let's see how it goes then.
Let's have a look at how it goes.
Cool. Okay, so finally,
out of character, I need to update my sheet. By the way.
Yeah, because you guys hit level 5 last session. So yeah, I was wondering about this. Are you taking a second level in Rogue?
Oh yeah. I need that BA action.
Exactly, the cunning action. Which, yeah, we figured that's what you would do. Just so you know, Hazer, Buruk's now able to stab twice, Lyroon's now able to punch twice, and Ravenous is now able to blast twice. So
yeah.
It's very
Blastoise.
Yeah, you guys can do lots of stuff. So,
yeah, with his bonus action dash, he makes him almost as fast as me.
So meanwhile, Lyroon and Buruk were making their way into the marketplace, and they can just, as they're arriving into it and about to diverge to go to their respective destinations, see Danny DeFito being escorted out of the Lady Luck. And he's just going, "No one can hold Danny DeFito!" And he's just being like wrestling, trying to break free of the guards, and actually does manage to break free. He slips their grasp and takes off and running away down the street, and they both start blowing their whistles and calling for help and sprinting after it. What do you do?
So at the first moment we see Danny, I would be trying to blend into the crowd. I know for sure it's not an easy task for Buruk to do so, both given his skin color and general attire. But I think he would find a decent spot behind the market stall where he's not as visible.
Just sort of
And
watching.
yeah, and as he starts running, I would just quizzically look at Lyroon as sort of, should we?
Yes. Oh my god, yes. Lyroon just immediately starts chasing after him with incredible monk speed.
Nice.
Cool. So you're gonna chase after him. Okay.
Yeah, I think I would be running after, although obviously it's not as fast as him.
So immediately the pair of you slip out from behind this market stall, and while Lyroon's just dashing away at blinding speed, Lyroon, behind you, you can make out what sounds like 10 jars of cutlery being shaken. It's just Buruk like chinka 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 chinka, all the various weapons and armour shaking from the exertion, as he desperately tries to keep up with you, but you're easily outpacing.
You know that scene in Terminator 2 in which the T-10,000 is chasing after the car? Like that's what I'm imagining. Just like that running. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and there's just a little puffs of dust just blasting up from each of your feet as they plant across the ground. You're just taking off after him, and you easily outpace the guards and overtake them. They sort of look at you a bit confused, like, who's this guy? It's monk guy just chasing after him. I'd say you're holding onto your hat to make sure it doesn't fly off, actually. Oh no, he's just holding on. You've got a good hat that stays on. What do you do when you reach Danny DeFito? You're going to easily reach him. You just wanted to chase him with your monk speed.
No. The problem is that I'm metagaming. And I'm trying. I punch him. I would like to stunning strike him.
Wait, after all that chat about not stunning striking, give me an unarmed attack roll. So he has got his armors back on. So he's found some armor at least. What's this crazy colour that you shared, Nature, in the chat? All the colours.
Yeah, apparently someone did breed
That's a hit.
a case of corn that just has all possible rainbow colors.
That's
Ooh.
definitely non-lethally, but the important part is the DC is I'm going to use a key point for stunning strike.
Yeah.
And where's the DC? Go on.
13.
I was making up that number, not gonna lie. It's actually DC 14. DC 14 con save.
Okay. So Lyroon just with blinding speed, just surging forward.
Then
speed up.
Pop! Right in the back of the neck.
The speed only a monk can possess. And Danny DeVito, he's just running along. He's not exactly tall. He's got quite short, stubby legs. He hasn't got his short swords out. He's just no one stops Danny. Bam! And it's just his fish just cracks across the back of his skull, which is just beneath the skull where it meets the neck, and it just stars erupt in his vision. He's just like. He is stunned. He failed that save quite spectacularly. So you got 6 seconds where he's stunned. I think where you're in a stunned state, you can actually do some interesting grapple mechanics as well. So yeah, you caught up to him. He's stunned. What do you do? The guards are about 30 feet behind you.
Cool. I have 2 attacks. First attack is the stunning strike. Second attack is a shove.
Into the gutter?
Down. Yeah.
This poor guy.
I can't remember the shove rules. Shove 5e.
Yeah, shove it's a very rare mechanic in D&D. I don't come across.
I know it's a contested roll for something. It uses an attack.
It's athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
Cool. It uses strength. Oof, that's not good. But let me just do that strength check to see.
Automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws.
That's what I was gonna look for next.
Yeah,
okay,
so
cool. Let's still have the roll anyways. Because why not?
Let's see how bad you do roll. All good. We'll see. And, I might finally remember to put on Syrinscape sounds. Syrinscape, because epic games need epic sound. There you go, I've done the
So every time you say it, you sound less enthused.
Why do I have to say it if I'm paying for it? Just makes no sense to me, but fine. I would do it.
Yeah, I'm going to complain about you and then ask you to sponsor me.
Well, yeah, fair. I don't think I'll be getting any sponsorships for quite a while. Byron, how did you roll? You rolled a natural 5, so it's 6 in total. But in his state, where he's like, boom, and then you just smack him. How do you shove him?
Actually, it's going to be since he's standing there, he's not really like protecting his legs. So that's a crouch down, a hand to the back, and just leg sweep.
Mm.
And he just topples over immediately and smack headfirst into the ground. One of his glasses actually shatter. Well, not shatter, just cracks. So one of those frames is now just broken glass in the lens, and he's just still stunned and unable to really respond or talk intelligibly. And he's just face down on the ground. The guards catch up,
It looked like he was getting away.
I would have caught him. Don't you worry. Yeah. And he just brings out a pair of cuffs and starts cuffing him on the ground while he's face down. But thank you, kind sir. It's a good deed you've done. What's your name?
Lyroon, thank you very much.
And he sort of looks at him. Lyroon, right. I'll remember that. Yeah, thank you, Lyroon. It's a good deed you've done. This guy getting taken with questioning on Duchess Morwen's orders, you know.
Brooke would just about now catch up, asking, "But Duchess, you know what for?"
It's not up to me to question Duchess's orders, just to enact them, sir.
Fair enough.
Just pulls him up by the cuffs with very minimal consideration for his comfort, and you can see his nose got a bit splattered on the impact as well. Just a little trickle of blood pouring down. He's got one broken lens, and like at this point he's just well, actually yeah, Lyroon. So you've got another whole turn where you can do whatever you want, but I assume you're not going to just punch. Yeah, good.
No.
Punch him with
Gut punch.
So yeah, you just, his eyes are sort of unfocused and then very gradually just start to come back together because they were going different directions and just come back together and refocus. And he sees Lyroon, he's like, you.
Why did you run? You could have just gone easily.
He's like, starts trying to twitch at his handcuffs. Like, you mean, I just spent 2 weeks in prison in a sewer. Nobody contains Danny DeVito! And just starts like trying to pull his way out. But yeah, in his restraint.
I can break these cuffs!
You can see his
2
muscles
weeks?
really fat. Let me just see. Yeah, so you can see his muscles really bunching, trying to strain. But, you know, the metal handcuffs, it'd be quite a rare feat of strength to be able to literally snap your way out of them. And the guards just each grab him by the arm, restrain him between them, grappling between them, and start dragging him away towards the drill fields.
As that happened, Brooke would just turn to Lyroon and says, 2 weeks, huh? Last time we chatted to him it was 1. Wonder what else doesn't match up.
Indeed.
Not a good sign. Your intuition about him was most likely correct. Good job. Thank you.
We'll see what comes out of it once he starts speaking then. I just hope that he didn't get infected by those were-rats.
So as they drag him off, well, in fact, they're not even dragging him. They're just literally they've lifted him bodily off the ground. So his feet are just sort of swinging, kicking, occasionally trying to kick their shins, but they're wearing armor, so it's not really a big deal. And you just see him from a distance.
I mean, for him, if I was kicking shins, oof.
Right, that's quite a different case then.
So, Lyra and Burke. So Burke, I think that was your plan, but Lyra, you were intending to go to Victoria's Secret. Burke, obviously, you would not be going to Victoria's Secret. What are you going to do while Lyra's going there?
Honestly, not much. I think I would just quickly check through the marketplace stalls just to see if anything catches my eye.
Okay.
Yeah, an interesting thought occurred to me. Baruch, do you think if you could see how much it would cost to rent some horses, it might be nice to ride to the corn?
Well, I'm not sure the other companions will agree to this, but that sounds like a good idea. Leave it with me.
Thank you.
Okay. Subquest assigned. Burke, you make an investigation check while Lyra's going to go to Victoria's Secret. Right. So, how are you entering the store? You haven't got Nanto. Well, so Nanto, sorry, I should have said. Yeah, so he had been with you at the Ducal Castle. He'd been staying quiet during most of your encounters at it. As you came out and Ravenous started making her pleas about thievery, he's like, "Oh, I have a wonderful idea. I'll be right back," and just walked off with no further.
No explanation. Sounds like Nanto.
That does actually sound like Nanto.
Yeah, I was more worried about the part where he wasn't too talkative about the seeds before. That was very suspicious of him. But yeah.
Bad robot.
Also, on the investigation check, that's a mighty 3.
Oof.
A 93. Oh, mighty free.
Mighty free.
You don't understand. I have triple expertise.
The joys of
I can
being
smell
deaf.
a horse from beneath the horizon.
Sometimes being deaf has wonderful
Bye.
outcomes.
Bye, Mublex.
Oh, bye.
How's he gone?
He
Yeah.
is. He just disappeared. I assume he's switching to his desktop from his phone.
Possibly.
We'll see if I'm wrong.
Yeah, good point.
Hopefully. Good.
Otherwise, who am I going to steal with?
Well,
Although
I can NPC
he's just a
him up.
distraction, so.
He's a distraction. Or slash savior if it goes wrong. So, yeah, Lyrene, how are you entering the shop? You haven't got Nanto dingling the bell for you. Hello?
Just politely slow walk in, look for her. I imagine she's behind the counter. Lyrene is never one for, kicking down doors.
Taking asses. And kicking faces. So, yeah, Lyrene just politely opens the door and Victoria's like...
With a very slight head bow.
Yeah, nod the head to her. Oh, welcome back. It's 3 times in less than 3 hours. That must be some kind of record. You must be keen. I thought I'd taken every penny you had, young sir.
You did, actually, entirely and totally. I had a question.
That her brow furrows slightly as you say that.
Right. Not a customer anymore. Or sorry, not a paying customer anymore. Get out of my shop. There is some sort of evil afoot with the... We just got back from the Duchess herself. There is a plan that we're enacting during the Harvest Festival. We're going to try to find and acquire the patron of the Crimson Cleavers. We were wondering if it was possible to borrow your... I can't remember what she's actually calling it. Hat of Disguise.
I think it was the Hat of Mystery, wasn't it?
That's yes. Sorry, I haven't slept well. It's
no.
Nouns
I
are.
and I'm the DM, so
Nouns are the first thing to go when I'm tired.
So she just gives you a scrutinizing look. Right, and
We'd return it unharmed. I mean, it's up to you. The Duchess thinks it's a good idea, but
sorry.
I think that was to somebody
chatter.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, seems like it.
And that's my dad trying to ring me. So, well, first of all, how is she?
she's doing wonderful.
Did she?
She seems to be.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She seems to be busy, a little stressed. Hopefully with all the good work that my friends and I are doing, we can hopefully free up some more of her time.
Did she promise to come visit me soon?
She said when she'd get in a moment.
Yeah, she said that last time. Very well. Right. So you need my hat to...
Just to borrow it.
Just to borrow my hat. My favorite hat.
It's a very nice hat.
It is. To apprehend some patron of the Crimson Cleavers, yes?
Yes.
At a Harvest Close festival.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you can appreciate that I wouldn't just hand that out to anyone. You have been reasonably loyal, good customers. You bought my last cloak of protection.
Very nice cloak as well.
It is. It matches you very well, I must say. But I cannot just let it go. Who knows? You could just run off with it. So I would need a deposit. Furthermore, it sounds like you don't quite need it right now. So
Correct.
leave me with half the hat's price. I think that's fair. So 200 gold pieces on the day. And Very well. You may borrow it and return it, and I will return your gold to you. How does that sound?
That sounds incredibly fair. Thank you very much.
You are most welcome, my dear.
Another deep bow and have a wonderful day, and makes his way out.
It already is, for you spent much coin. Thank you, dear.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
And the door dinglings indeed. And she almost twitches, almost instinctually. Nando's like trained it into her now to be irritated, and you have a feeling that it might not ding-a-ling next time you come back. There may be no bell. Meanwhile, Ravenous and Hazer have been making their way over to Lord Flashheart's estate. So, from what I understand, your plan was for Hazer to be a distraction while Ravenous is trying a window of some sort?
Well, so we'll stake the place out first.
Okay.
But I intend to turn myself invisible, and make my way with my. Everyone's shaking their heads like you're an idiot.
No. I'm shaking my head entirely at Natridge.
Oh, okay, good. It's not me. That's fine. You can laugh at each other. Yeah. So I'll be effectively hoping for. We'll scope it out, see what it looks like, and then see if there's any kind of like easy vantage in. Hopefully, Hazel will be able to give an appropriate distraction, or somehow keep their attentions away from the rest of the home.
Okay. So Lord Flashheart's Manor. It's in Daggerford, but it's pretty big. It's in fact the largest structure in Daggerford outside of the Ducal Castle. So it's larger even than the barracks.
I see.
Well and truly the top noble around. So from the outside, this is what it looks like.
Well, damn.
So ignore the gates; they're open during the day. So as you make your way up towards it, you can see it's a sizable mansion. You've been there once before. In fact, that's
to get our bet money.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why you know what this central foyer area looks like here. You've seen that once before. So there are 3 doors leading off it. You know there will be more than one entrance into it. You saw one side entrance as you were making your way there last time. And there's a little tower. And in fact, this tower here has got bridges linking it to the main building, but it's substantial in its size. Give me investigation check, Ravenous and Hazel. Or one of you can give the other one help to give one of you advantage. Up to you guys.
My investigation's not great, so I might guidance myself.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
You can guidance mine.
I could actually guidance both of them, to be honest. Because I just go guidance.
Guidance is concentration.
Yeah. So basically, you can either maximize one of your guys' rolls, or you can each do separately.
I see. How's your investigation, Hazer?
+4. I already got a 16 actually.
So he's already gone ahead and rolled it.
If that was the case, I probably would have let him do the investigation. So add my guidance to him.
So all right. So Hazer, take an advantage and +1d4 on that as well. +4 is pretty good. This is rogue fun.
Okay, there is with advantage a total of 21.
Look at that. So, just observing the mansion for a few minutes, you can see that there's a decent amount of activity going on, at least during the day. So you can see there's at least a few guards wandering around the estate. You can see occasionally people walking in and out of the main entrance. You can't see much activity going on the upper floors, but based on what you're observing right now, there probably would be someone around to spot you, at least during the day.
Was there any obvious entrances on the second floor?
So there's windows.
Any open windows?
Yeah, so there would be one open window actually in the second floor. So this is the second floor. It's along this archway across. Sorry, you can't see my mouse, but there, the archway across between the tower and these rooms on the left-hand side here. So there's one window up there that's open. For that one,
Okay, so Hazer, I don't know if there's any way that you can, I don't know, get in somehow, scope out the lower floor. You know, maybe tell them that you're there for some kind of business, or I don't know, try and sell them some of your funky mushrooms, maybe. Just see if you can get a good scope of the downstairs for us, and I'll keep talking to you through my mind.
Okay, but where are we exactly in this place?
Right now, we're outside the gates because we're trying not to be spotted.
Okay, so we are.
Mhm.
Okay, we are in the.
there you go.
This. Okay, this.
I wouldn't have got that close before turning invisible, by the way. So I would be invisible by this point.
No, yeah, but that's where we are close. Mm-hmm.
So that's the second
Let's
floor that
see.
you're looking at right now, but obviously from the ground floor, it's more like that.
Okay. So we need to go the first. Okay. I see guards close.
Yeah. So in fact, let me pop on the guards' positions so you can see exactly where they are. So
I need to get back my usos. What's eso?
So from
I'm back on trip.
Where you can see right now, that's how many guards you can see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guards. That you can
5,
see right
6.
from where you are at the outside the main gates.
Okay. I was gonna also do some changes on my. I can do that later on my spells because I cure the illness.
Yes. So you have lesser restoration effect today.
Okay, and how tall is that building?
So the building itself is 3 floors, so that totals at about 25, 30 feet.
Okay, and
That's what it is. Nice buildings. There's lots of chimneys of smoke coming out of them apparently.
Oh,
It's nice.
Nice map. This is 2-minute tabletop again. Obviously, I haven't sat down and built all of this though. Someone else did.
Oh.
This would have taken about a day.
Hey,
Literally a whole
allow me one moment because I need to help my kid and something here with the computer. We'll be right back, like in 5 seconds.
Yeah, no worries. So I think based on the investigation check, what I'll allow you to know is that there seems to be a decent amount of activity going on during the day. You can see servants coming in and out. You can see there's plenty of guards around. Perhaps this would be something to better investigate or attempt at night.
I mean, for the sake of the session, maybe that would be a good idea. Because it looks like quite a big place to explore, to be honest. So it'll take quite a lot of time. Yeah.
I mean, it might be something to, investigate. Maybe you can find out where in the mansion to check out.
I mean, if I've already cast invisibility now, I might as well use it. Can I scope the place out?
You got your slippers of spider climbing. There's absolutely nothing to stop. I mean, so long as you walk quietly.
Can I? Okay, so I'll do a little sleuthing, and go around the perimeter, looking through the windows to see if there's any rooms particularly that I think would be useful.
Okay. So, at what floor? Or are you doing all floors?
I mean, so we've already technically done the ground floor, right?
ground floor, you've just seen the foyer, which is that bit that's revealed right now.
Okay. Well, I'll start top down.
Okay, so you're going to go from the top floor.
Mm-hmm.
So the very top floor, there's only... so it's mostly roofing, as I was showing. So it's like that. So first of all, give me a stealth check at advantage, because they can't see you, but you do still make sound. It'll still be confusing for them.
How do I do the advantage part?
Space ADV on the end.
Or just hit the button twice in D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that all it is? Okay, cool. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
In fact, thank you for the prompt. Let me...
I've got an 8, 14, and then go away. And then 14 and an 8.
Yeah, so definitely the first one. One moment.
Why didn't it show the other one? It's only showing one. Oh, no, you just wrote loads of stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry, I came back. So I need to.
That's
I'm.
right. So basically, what Ravenous is going to do is just scope it out for now, and get a feel for what's in store before you.
I can also try to help with the attention of those guards by using the awesome bag of tricks. Let's see what I get.
Oh God. Okay.
They'll come in handy for the fight later anyway.
That's a rat.
I'm just gonna use one charge. Let's see what I got. Jackal. They have the tan one.
Oh yeah. Right. Okay. So it's a jackal.
So I'm gonna throw my furry ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how far I can throw that, but
20 feet.
20 feet. So 20 feet in front of. I just throw that inside the thing, that place, and also just gonna do a, just in case, stealth, which was pretty bad.
So
And
literally as bad as it could have gotten. Okay.
yep.
Okay.
Does the guidance help me with the stealth too?
No, it would just help you with that first check. So.
Okay.
But that's okay. So outside the walls, yeah. While Ravenous uses her slippers of spider climbing, she doesn't even go through the gate. The two guards.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just go by the.
Yeah, just over the wall
Tower.
on the other side. And she's well practiced at making her way into such places. She's spent a good portion of her childhood and adult life thieving. So she just makes her way up the side of the mansion, and she's not trying to go inside anywhere yet. She's just prowling along the roof, and she just manages to walk quietly enough to not draw any attention. This is only helped by when Hazer, standing outside the gate, just looking around, trying to be nonchalant, but in fact being incredibly chalant, just drawing all the attention towards himself by trying to look around inconspicuously, and just curls a hand into this tan leather sack at his side, looks at the ball, looks to the guard, looks to the ball again, and just sort of grins to himself, and then just hucks the furry ball into the grounds, and it just flies through the air, and it just bounces on the ground, bam, 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 and it just unfurls and unfurls and unfurls, and over and over again this furry ball just expands and expands until you see before you a jackal takes form. What do you have the jackal do?
Run around like crazy. Laughing because they're like he's running around like run.
So it just starts making absolute mischief, just screaming murder and just running around the courtyard, and the guards are like just chasing after this jackal, trying to secure it because they're not meant to be inside Lord Flashheart's grounds. Meanwhile, Ravenous, you're making your way to the top.
I am this tempted to have to play the jackal sounds in the rhythm.
I don't know about you. I was about to start a Benny Hill theme music. It's start chasing.
Benny Hill music.
Yeah, so I was trying to play
Bullshit.
rhythm, but I think rhythm's having one of those days where it just struggles. So the music you're hearing is actually provided by Syrinscape rather than rhythm at the minute.
I need to watch your screen. That would explain why I don't hear anything else.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Larry's just boogieing out to the
Benny
Hill theme tune.
Yeah, so yeah, rhythm's given up and kicked itself out. What I'll do instead then is I'll actually stream just playing the soundtrack for this bit. So apologies, a little bit more faff than I wanted, but we make do with the free tools that are available. So if I stop Syrinscape, Discord, share, change windows, sneaky background music. Hopefully you can hear that.
Very.
Good. So, Ravenous makes her way up the side of the mansion while this jackal starts tearing through the gardens and creating absolute chaos. And guards, you can hear guards like shouting, "Where'd that come from? Get it! Who's that dickhead?" And just one of them points at Hazer. Hazer, what do you do?
I'm gonna run.
Just like, okay, bye.
Be like, bye. And just takes off running down the street. And thanks to your new dip into level 2 rogue, you're able to easily outpace the guards.
Hazer is an eco-terrorist.
Kind of. Let's see if I have some spells to prepare to use for this.
That's alright. So, Ravenous, where are you starting? You start on the tower or the buildings at the back?
So I started at the tower.
Cool, so you can start with the tower. So this top floor of the tower, this is what you see. So
Can you zoom in on that a bit more?
I mean, I can zoom in on my screen. But what I can do, in fact, is this.
Make it darker?
Wait.
Ooh. Okay, what am I seeing here? That looks like a bedroom.
Exactly. So you come to the first window and you make out what looks like a bedroom. It looks like the sheets have been pulled off. They're not very well made, and there's clothes scattered on the ground. What you can see is what looks like a handsome cape, and you can actually see at least one pair of ladies' underwear. At the base of the bed, you can see there's a chest, a weighty lead-made chest. Based on what it looks like, so it's that darkened metal with a big padlock on the front. You can see there's a few wardrobes inside, a vanity table, a fireplace. So that's that top left room. You continue circling your way around southeast, and you see what looks like a little study area. You can see a desk, a couple bookshelves, and there's a chair sat beside it. From here, you can't really make out much of what's on the desk, say. Continue making your way around. You can see a staircase leading down to the lower floor of the tower, and there's a sort of almost like a foyer area of this level of the tower. So it's just where the stairs meet up.
Okay.
So that's the top floor of the tower.
And then I'll walk along the roof over to the other blacked out area.
Okay. So, as you're making your way over, the jackal continues running. The guards have... Let me just check the movement speed before you feed. So the guards start firing crossbows at it.
Oh, I feel bad for this thing.
Yeah. Animals and bags of tricks have pretty bad times, I have to say.
Hmm.
So the two guys that stopped and threw their crossbows, they just fire at it. One of them, they jam a crossbow bolt into the mechanism and it just plops straight back out onto the ground at the feet. He nat one. The other one jams it in. It's my dad again. So the other one holds up his crossbow and sights down and fires, and the crossbow bolt just sails across and lands into the dirt just an inch behind its scampering feet as it continues cackling and sprinting across the courtyard. So for now, your distraction remains in play. No one's paying any attention to above. So you make your way to these other top floor rooms.
Oh, they're double rooms. Okay.
Fancy. Look at this man. He could afford a second floor. Poof.
Third? That's the third floor.
It's the third floor.
Yeah, it's even worse. It's the third floor by British standards.
Well, because it's in the roof.
Oh, I just can't forgive you that the first floor is not the ground floor.
Yeah, that's so weird. You guys are weird. Get with the picture.
I didn't make the rules.
So this is what you see in the other area. Although vertical instead of horizontal, it's just so it can... Actually, it ends up slightly blurry, so let's do it this way.
No. Okay.
So you're just sneaking along, and this is what you find. There's a room. First room that you find is fairly blank. There's a carpeted area in the middle, and you see there's 4 glowing blue crystal gems, one at each end. And they seem to be floating in the air. They're glowing brightly. You know, if you wanted shiny, it's kind of as shiny as it gets. Because they literally are shining with light. But as to their purpose or value, hard to say. Not without some further investigation and checks.
Okay.
The other room, you can see it looks like just a nice sitting area. It's actually like there's a balcony stretching out onto the outside. It looks like almost like an upstairs balcony sitting area, basically.
Okay. And anything of interest in that room?
Bearskin rug.
Other than the bearskin rug?
Couple of busts, statues, but nothing shiny, nothing valuable looking. On the table, there's a couple pieces of silverware. But
Nah.
Yeah, nothing that would intrigue a Ravenous. The only thing you've seen so far that would intrigue you is a locked chest in the first room.
Yes.
And the blue.
And the blue worms, which she's very intrigued by, but is going to continue her scope.
Cool. I need
to be thorough.
Amuse yourself for a moment.
I was quite sure where the scoping turns into a break-in.
If there is an opportune moment, like if there's an open window and it's something very obvious, then I might go for it. But with that, because they're glowing and floating.
No. And the best part is that there's a rug underneath it. Do you know what's underneath that rug? A giant rune. You thought I was joking about being teleported to another plane? No! It's exactly what's going to happen. Underneath it is like a carved pentagram, and you're just gonna go poof.
No way that's a pentagram. There are 4 gems.
Knowledge fail. No, I'm joking.
It's fine. It's actually a hexagram.
No, there are 4 tiny pentagrams around each one of them.
There are 4 gems.
Yeah, and each one of them is in the middle of a pentagram. The 5th one is empty. They're trying to summon the 5th gem so that they can make a proper pentagram.
Yeah, and Ravenous knows that this will be magical because they're floating and glowing, so they're not worth... It's a crystal, it's not a gem, so she's got standards, you know?
Does she?
When it comes to tiny
No, man. Conveniently, since the DM is gone, and I'm sure he doesn't listen to his own stream, we can metagame and talk out of character all the time. It's probably like animated rugs and whatnot.
And it's gone.
So did you
and it's gone.
So as we were talking in character.
No meta here.
Not a single metagaming going on.
I mean, you got the sending stone.
We do have sending stones.
So you can communicate.
But only 25 words. That's not gonna work.
Only 25 words once, which is really lame, but whatever.
Besides, in the middle of a stealthy scouting mission, it's not the best time, is it?
Yeah, just like, tell them this!
Phone a friend.
On the sending stones, so similar to Critical Role, I will allow customizations to be made to magical items. So if you feel that sending stones are lame, perhaps they can be tweaked for an investment.
Or perhaps they already have been tweaked, we don't know. We haven't even tried it yet.
You haven't tried it yet, indeed. Except Victoria's casted an identification spell, so she identified them sending stones. But maybe it's sending stones +1, who knows? So that's the top floor.
Okay.
Now, it's worth saying you're at your safest on the top floor because you're furthest away from the guards.
Yeah.
Hardest to hit. So it'll be a tougher check the lower you go down. You're still invisible. You've got a minute of invisibility. So far, you've used up about 20 seconds.
This is 60 minutes.
Yeah, it's 60 minutes.
Greater invisibility is 1 minute. Regular invisibility is an hour. Always confuses me because regular invisibility, as soon as you do anything, it's cancelled. But it lasts an hour, so it's really good for this exact situation.
But it's only good for only this situation.
That's why
Imagine if greater visibility lasted an hour. Jesus. Yeah, right. Be able to take down entire factions.
As long as no one breaks your concentration. So,
right. Round 2.
So, you're going to leave alone the blue glowing crystals for now.
I know that they're magical because they're glowing, floating, and they're only crystals, so Ravenous isn't interested.
They look valuable.
Plus, yeah, but they're not shiny. They're not like gems, and also they're more likely to be magical and evil because they're glowing and floating. So I know magic, at least, not to do that.
Okay, that is absolutely fine. So what happens now?
So I go down 1 level to the next floor.
Okay, give me another stealth check at advantage. And I'm going to see what happens to the jackal.
I got 20 and...
I mean, 20's plenty, that's fine.
And 26.
So, yeah.
I should have saved that roll.
Ravenous goes down another floor. Meanwhile, the jackal's still making absolute chaos downstairs, just running around. Some of the guards went chasing after Hazer as he identified he was the one responsible for throwing this jackal into the grounds, but he immediately lost him just by sprinting off, easily outpacing him, losing himself in the crowd. But they did get a look at
Did they though? Because he was probably wearing a weird mask and had his hood up, so I don't think they'd have seen much.
Got to look at someone wearing a weird mask. The two chasing the jackal. One of them stops, loads the crossbow, aims, fires, and the bolt slams it into its leg, and it starts limping from the blow, and just turning its head around to snarl at them. And then the second one looses, and it just slams straight into the eye socket, drops dead immediately, and then poof, dematerializes into nothing.
Oh, how sad.
Tricks animals. This is what happened. What do you think happened to the? Was it a tiger that you just let loose in the sewers?
It probably ate some rats and then poofed at sunrise.
I think for the half a day he did have remaining, he had a grand time.
In the sewers,
yes.
With his sensitive sense of smell. So, the jackal distraction is gone, but you were rolling pretty well enough for stealth anyway. So, to the second floor you go.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry?
I feel bad for taking up everyone's time.
That's right, it's just nature of it, isn't it? So,
it's alright for you to say alright, these are the guys waiting, you're doing stuff.
Where are you looking? So you start off over at the top?
Yeah, I'll just make my way around methodically.
So what you see from up here is a sort of balcony area looking down on a what looks like almost like an art room. So there's several paintings scattered on the ground. Well, they're all little stands.
Okay.
They look like at least half of them are paintings of Lord Flashheart.
Oh.
But,
which means they're entirely worthless, actually.
Is there any way I can go in and deface one of them?
Certainly try.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be that stupid.
Maybe when you come back.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like a lounging area. It's almost like a viewing area where people would meet up. It looks like these are all being set up as almost like a display for people to come look at. As I say, half the paintings are of Lord Flashheart, the other half seems to be of the other members of the Daggerford Dalliances, the adventurer group that he leads.
Right. Moving on. Oh, sorry. Moving on.
Which direction?
I'll go. I think it's on my screen. It's different from yours
Because
it's opposite.
No, it's not.
Oh well.
East or west?
East.
So you make your way a bit east. You see what looks like a room. It's got some statues just laid around. There's a plate, a suit of armor. Seems to be just standing there, and a few pots. There's a candelabra, but yeah, certainly no jewelry inside.
Okay, next.
Ooh, no.
I know there's a secret room now.
Just a corridor.
Damn it.
Make your way a bit further east, and it looks like it's almost like a miniature chapel. So it's a little desk area with a couple of statuettes on top of it, a few plants. No furniture, no seating as such. Certainly nothing of interest to Ravenous.
Okay, cool. Next.
Okay, continue making your way east. Looks like a staircase. So this is where you get up from the lower floor. So you can presume you keep going.
Yep.
And here you see, this is where you finally see something interesting. So looks like a decent amount of space is given over to what looks like an art studio, and actually you can invisibly, just poking your head up through the window, and you can just see inside there's an artist painting right now, and he's working on a life full-size picture of Lord Flashheart.
Ravenous just grimaces and
right
shivers.
Behind him is the depiction of a dark stone tower that you recognise as the Forge. And you see his Lord Flashheart. He's got his hand raised before him with a sword in hand, the other raised behind him in that classic fencer's pose, and he's looking dead on into the painter's eyes.
Immediately cast Hunger of Hadar on the painter.
Yeah. No. Right. What interests me in this room?
So as I say, there's a decent amount of painting supplies and a couple of other portraits that are mostly finished. But on one table you can see there's a sack that's spilt over slightly, and you can see there's just a few jewels glinting within it. It looks like this might have been payment for the artist.
Oh, but he might not be there later. Wait, no. It's going to be a life size. It'll take a while. Okay, he's coming back.
Yeah, he's nowhere near finished yet. But
okay.
Give me an investigation check if you want to try and work out how much longer he's going to be there painting that.
Nah, Ravenous wouldn't think about that. She'd just go, okay, this is the room I want to get to.
Yeah, so you can see there's some kind of payment there. It's a bag of jewels that are spilt over onto the side. You can see one or two pouring out, but there must be a decent amount of wealth within that bag.
Cool.
You also see in there, it's as I say, mostly it's just paintings that are in various states of completion, and just various art supplies.
Okay. Next.
Okay, so two more rooms here. One looks like the artist's bedroom, so it's a bookshelf with various books about art, a desk with some notes on it. Again, you can't really read the notes from where you're standing, but you can see it's a bed. There is a little chest in here where you would be able, there might be something valuable in there, who knows.
Okay.
Next door, another room, another bedroom. This one looks unused. The bed's made. It looks like there's a table and chairs around it, so it looks like this would be what you could guess a guest bedroom.
Okay.
Let's keep this moving.
Okay.
So this area, it looks like it's kind of like a dining area. Again, nothing of interest to Ravenous. Mostly just seats around a table, around various tables.
Cool.
There's a bridgeway leading to the tower if you wanted to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, just a bridge leading.
I'm going to stop after the second floor because I feel like most of the valuables will be further up.
So you reach the tower. You can see this is the second floor of the tower. Here you can see there's a grand piano. And looking at the piano keys, the actual black. So you got the black keys. Seem to be made out of a precious gem of some sort. The white keys seem to be made out of something fairly valuable. Hard to say what.
Okay.
Not gems, but the white keys.
That will be a very difficult steal because every time I try and get it, I'll be like ding, 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 ding.
We'll have to see.
I'll just cut all of the wires.
We'll have to see. And there's a long dining table. There's a centerpiece in the middle of it that looks expensive, but no jewels set within it.
Okay.
Okay, and then just continuing to make your way west across the little bridgeway, and then peering into the next rooms.
Okay.
You don't see you don't see that corridor, but it's not particularly exciting. So yeah, it's just staircase, another staircase leading down, and then in the southwest corner of the house, you can see there's what looks like a sort of private lounging space for just two people to just enjoy each other's company by the fire. You can see there's several expensive-looking bottles of brandy located on a nearby shelf, like bar. Various valuable spirits, but no jewels, as that's what Ravenous is interested in. Next to that looks like a couple of beds, just straight off in that area.
I'm talking amongst yourselves a moment. I really have to pee. Sorry.
Talks amongst ourselves, but it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally still looking for the local stables, with very little luck. I don't even know that this whole staking thing is going on. I mean, there might be some rockets.
What even is a horse?
No. I know exactly what is a horse. It's just that I've seen many a creature in this town, and none of them looked like horses.
Oh, a horse is like a centaur without the top half.
No, I think you've... Actually, that gives me an interesting question. Given that a horse has 2 arms and 4 legs, so 6 limbs, does that make it an insect?
Of course it does. It also has a chitinous exoskeleton.
Yep.
Please note that all centaurs in my universe are terrifying.
Also, I'm sure you had seen that one, but given that horses tend to start running around hours after birth, and babies aren't able to lift their own heads for a few months and until they're at least somewhat grown. Are there baby centaurs that are running about with their heads just wildly flapping about?
Definitely.
Aha! There's an answer for this. One of the reasons why it takes so long for humans to gestate, to develop after gestating, is because our heads are too big. We have just too much brain in there for the hip. Very true. For hips. And so a lot of the growing has to be done after you're born. This isn't a problem with horses. And it would especially be not a problem with centaurs, because the human half would be not that big compared to the other half when they're being born. So they'd be able to have a much longer gestation process and come out mostly developed.
This is why we also are really screwed if the apocalypse happens, because human heads have gotten...
Because we're not centaurs?
No, human heads have gotten too problematic to actually give birth to. So
we have big brain.
It will only become an increasing problem as we go forward. But in the interest of wrapping this up, so yeah, it's a little bedroom area off the side of it. It looks like it's a place for like essentially guards or servants. Next to that is a library, and you can see there is one of those same blue glowing crystals that you saw upstairs, located on a desk in that area. You can also see what look like a bunch of tools, implements, and there's a crystal very similar to the one that's glowing, but that's done. It's not glowing currently, and you can see it looks like there's it's sort of half etched with runes. Now I've just realised my playlist of sneaky music has run out and it's moved on to funny music.
I mean, this is kind of sneaky sounding too.
Doesn't sound very sneaky to me.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneak, sneak, sneaky, sneaky, sneak.
I've got put on my spy playlist. There we go.
Oh, this is way too intense.
So, you continue making your way north around the edge of the building, and you see a room that looks rather curious. One of those blue
curious.
crystals, floating over what looks like two pads on the ground, inscribed with dozens of runic sigils. You can't really work out just from looking here what they would be for, but curious. Not something that you would expect Dashing to be involved with. At the back of the room there's a couple of cupboards. In the corner there's a desk, and there's a weighty, thick-looking leather ledger on the desk.
Oh, I want that. But another time.
Indeed. Bearskin rug, naturally. Weighty-looking, thick chest in front of those runic sigils on the ground as well. Lots of
That's bad news.
Top left corner. Room, it's got mostly just crates and supplies in it. One or two chests in there as well. Who knows what's valuable there. On the table it looks like mostly just scattered plates and dishes. Looks like kind of like might be there's some occasionally guards eating here based on what you're seeing on the table.
Okay. And then finally.
So right room, the final room of this floor that you get to see. You would get to see that one as well, which is just a staircase leading down, and that one is a corridor. You pretty much get to see most of
everything.
Most of this floor. But that top left room, you can see there's a huge skull. It's like skull of a creature that must be about 20 foot. The actual skull itself is 20 foot by 20 foot.
Wow, that's freaking massive.
Sitting on the table. Near is a bunch of what looks like various trinkets and valuables that have been picked up exploring. One of them is a statue of what looks like a mythical creature. It's got various tentacles coming out of its mouth, and it stands with glowing robes. It looks like beside it a couple of urns, and laying on the ground, propped up against it, is a sitar.
A what?
It's a musical instrument. It's a stringed musical instrument.
It's like a drum, except it's like a
guitar.
Well, did I say drum? It's like a guitar, except much earlier.
Okay.
Early edition guitar.
Okay. Gen 1 guitar.
Yeah, Gen 1 guitar.
Okay.
And that's everything on the second floor.
Alright. So Ravenous will make her way back to the main art room area, because that peeks out outside of the fencing area, I believe.
Yep.
And then I'll walk the rest of the way down.
Cool.
And then just rejoin with Hazer. And then we'll make our way back to the sparring grounds.
Cool. So you meet back up the drill fields. So you meet up.
The sparring.
So you meet back up with Hazer at the River Shining Tavern. I presume that's where you're gonna meet back up if you got split up, because he's had to run off because there are guards chasing him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Buruk has been searching for the stables of Daggerford. Give me an investigation. No, you already did it, didn't you?
I did. I would be more than happy to give you another one, but this one says 3.
Oh, the mighty 3.
No, that's fine, because it literally took you all of that time to find it. So it was a fair while wandering around. This is the way it works with these kind of checks. It's not that you failed to find it, it's just it took you a long time. Wandering the streets of Daggerford, occasionally going up to people and asking, have you seen the stables? Actually, how would Buruk ask?
I think it's pretty close to that you would be going to any locals that someone who had set up a stall. Frankly, I think it would be even a bit more long-winded than that. So, say he thinks he's in the right area. So you see a tavern, you see an innkeeper inside of it, you see a couple of people inside. It's a perfect place. He's definitely local. he would come in, strike a conversation, order a drink, and then, as if he didn't really need it to. But by the way, would you know where the local stables are?
Excellent. And then the first couple of times it doesn't particularly work out. They look at this, this hobgoblin who's attempting to strike up casual conversation, and then just asking this, and just like give him a shrewd look, and just like somewhere.
Somewhere. Very, very insightful.
Not really giving him much in the way of a useful answer. But
Yes, I take it the merchant by the stalls just didn't want to get into much of a discussion, given that I wasn't intent of buying anything. The tavern was just a touch too busy, but after accosting a few people, one of them did point me in the right direction.
Exactly that. So after a few attempts, someone does finally point you towards the stables. And it's fairly distinctive as you make your way there. You can see the wicker horses, and you can smell them long before you see
The what type of horses?
wicker. The wicker of the horses. That's a noise horses make. They wicker.
Are
Oh,
you sure that's the right word?
Do you mean whinny?
That is a word.
Wicker, the characteristic
horses.
sounds made by a horse. Neigh, nicker, whinny, cry, and wicker.
No, no one has ever said wicker before. I refuse. Anyways, go on.
Must be a Britishism.
Yeah,
I'm British and I've never heard such a thing. Actually,
exactly.
I'm Scottish,
Look,
but
whinny and neigh. Come on.
yeah. Or
It basically means to whinny or neigh.
that checks out, I suppose.
Words.
Okay, so I'm just gonna. We're no longer doing spying.
that you know of.
That we know.
I still have my invisibility on.
You will have it for the foreseeable future.
Ravenous has some plans with it, but to be seen. Wink.
To be not seen from what I
Yeah,
get.
true.
But yeah, so I think I've managed to finally find stables.
Yeah.
I would be entering them as soon as able.
So, yeah, you smell them, hear them, the wicker of the horses in the stables are sing out with, and yeah, Rook makes his way inside after being directed there by a slightly more helpful local merchant, perhaps one of the ones that he had bought from in the past while he'd been staying there for a few days before meeting up with you guys. And inside
Possible.
you can see there's as you make your way in, there's a stable boy trying to wrestle this particularly spirited horse, and it seems to be trying to struggle against him, and he's just trying to, not quite shove, but sort of make its way into one of the stalls, and he's just swearing and cursing. But the other four horses in there just sort of watching curiously, impassively, one of them just steadily munching on hay, just in that classic, that herbivore sort of rotating mouth style. How do you introduce yourself? What do you do?
So I think I would just walk up, just hey, need a hand.
And who are you introducing to? The horse or the stable boy?
The stable boy. I think he needs a hand more at this point.
He glances over like, yeah, be careful though. This one, he's pretty spirited. He'll bite your finger off. And he just holds.
Oh
up
no!
his hands that's, got heavy
Oh no, he's
wood.
just fine. Look, you're trying to cage an animal. He can handle himself. And Burg would just come by and try to place his armored hand on the, not quite roughly where forehead of a horse would be.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
15.
That's better than I expected. You got a +0 on that roll. Yeah.
You were expecting about -5 there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so just raise out the gauntlet and doesn't immediately snap off your fingers. It doesn't immediately calm him either, but he's just that's not a noise that a horse makes, but it's more of a whinny, an angered whinny. You're on mute, Sammy. You're on mute, Ravenous.
So why did you stop talking? I was just commenting on your amazing horse sound.
That's about as good as you're going to get from me. But yeah, very spirited stallion. Perhaps calms by about 10% just from the gesture. But certainly seems to be still aggravated at being trying to be sealed in. But yeah, the stable boy looks over to Burke, just shock clear in his face. He's like, "You didn't bite your fingers off. Why did you do that?"
Why would you? No, they're animals. They don't want to be in cages, do they? Would you want to be in a cage?
I mean, depend if someone fed me and took care of all my needs.
Well, are you feeding him right now? No, you're trying to push him in. Have you got any hay, grain, anything you'd like? An apple, perhaps?
He's like rolls his eyes. Like, if I keep giving out apples, I'm gonna go out of business. But right enough, let's get some hay. He just walks over to a nearby bale of hay and just pulls out a handful and shoves it towards you. Have at it then.
Yep, I would pick that up and just, on a stretched hand, offer it up to the horse. Hopefully on an open palm, in a way that if he does nibble on it, my fingers are not part of the meal.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's alright. So yeah.
And that is the noise the horse made at the sight of the apple.
No, this isn't a horse. This is a nightmare.
This hay, and the initial contacts that are reasonably well assures him he's got some opportunity here, and gives a cautious sniff, and then just devours the entirety of the hay in one mouthful. And yeah, his teeth do scrape across the gauntlets of the chain metal arm, but doesn't manage to take off the finger.
Well, in that case, Burke would go, "There, you must be starving. I've got a little bit more." And he would just walk into the enclosure, whatever to call it, and just lean down there for a moment, as if placing something down.
Gosh, okay. Animal handling check. Let's see how this goes. It's worth saying as well, your gauntlet is now all covered in saliva.
Yummy!
That's not the biggest problem. I'll just wipe it off on whichever wall I'm by. And this is 7.
So I was going to say it would have been a disadvantage for bending down next to a spirited horse, but you've got effectively advantage from already gaining relationships, so it's just netted out to balance roll. But 7,
it's still not a safe action to do.
Yeah. So let me just. And you just feel this as you're bending down. You just feel this wallop, and it's try to smash its head into the side of you, and you just feel yourself knock against the wooden wall of the stable, but no damage. Your arm is easy.
10 bludgeoning damage.
Look, buddy, I'm doing you a favor here. But wait, would that mean that he's in the enclosure now? Given that he's ramming me?
Yeah, exactly. So he had to back up slightly to be able to do it.
He's just holding onto the spot where he got hit and just nods to the boy. "Shut it, I'll get out in a moment."
He's like, braver man than me. Yeah, alright. And he just slams the door shut with you presumably trapped inside the enclosure with it.
Yep. I take it doesn't go all the way to the ceiling, does it?
Yeah, so you can climb over.
And that's exactly what I'm going to try to do, which just by the side of the horse, so that, I'm not right in the way of his front nor hind legs.
Yeah.
Most likely within reach of his teeth, though.
Okay.
And I'll try and climb out.
Alright, give me an athletics check to see how quickly you do this.
With all your cutlery on your back.
22.
Oh!
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a big, strong Burke.
I'm pretty much just jumping out of that enclosure.
Yeah, and you do hear teeth snap shut behind you, but it doesn't quite manage to catch you. You're out of the enclosure and safe and sound.
Well, that's settled. So, do you reckon I'd like to lend a couple horses for a day or two? Do you reckon who could lend me such? Not that one, hopefully.
couple horses. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
We can leave that one. Yeah. How much are you looking to spend?
Not much. I just don't want to walk on foot. Any plain work horse will do.
Okay. Well, I can't just rent. There has to be a deposit. You might just run off. You know what adventurers are like these days. Half the time you just die out in the field anyway, and then I'm out horse and pay. So.
I see. How much you taking?
For a war horse. Like one of these, and he points to a war horse beside him. Now, if I were to sell you one of these, that would run you 400 gold pieces. War horses are cheap.
I won't be able to feed it for long enough.
Exactly.
I just need him for a day or two.
If I were you, I would go for one of these. And he gestures to a considerably smaller, gentler-looking horse. Definitely not built for speed or combat, but looks like it could carry your weight certainly.
Yep.
These are the draft horses. More for just pulling around carts and such, but with you just fine.
I heard giraffe horses.
Giraffe.
The one you might shut into an enclosure, but he will still be able to bite you.
Exactly. I just.
Draft horses. Yes.
Oh, man.
This one is Godfrey, the giraffe horse. Draft horse. Now, deposit's 25 gold pieces, and I'll let you rent them for 5.
Sounds like a deal. You got a second one? For a buddy of mine, he's just outside.
Yeah, Dennis here will do. Now, they're both even-tempered. You'll be absolutely fine with these. Just keep them out of danger, though, yeah?
Yeah, we'll surely try to.
And, yeah, in the background, you can just hear the stallion just neighing and whickering, and it's clearly aggravated at being in this enclosed state, but yeah, sort of bashing against the sides of this enclosure. And you just occasionally a stable voice just paying a glance that way and just, shut it, you! We'll hear more later. He's like, holds out a hand expectantly to you.
Yep, I would be paying. So was it 25 deposit per horse?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 5 more for each, so that's a 70 grand total, it seems.
Yeah.
God, that is a lot of money.
60 total.
Ah, 60.
It's not that much money considering, I gave 283 to Lyra last time.
I am more thinking from a point that a stable boy would be happy to earn a silver a day.
Mm.
So
you will at least get your 25 each horse back when you give them back.
If perhaps, maybe.
I mean,
yep.
Never mind. I won't say it until after things are done.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So, coin exchanges hands, horses exchange hands, and you make your way back out of the station.
You could have always tried to reduce the price of the deposit by saying that you're no ordinary adventurer. You have passed the forge.
Absolutely, I could have, but I think it's a decent deal for a couple horses. Besides, we are getting back the deposit, hopefully.
Oh no, I plan on dying fighting Khorne. That is my epic tale.
Oh, that would be a corny way of dying, but no. But we will get back to that later. In the meantime, I think I would be, pulling those 2 horses out, and as we pass a market stall, I would tie them to a beam and just make sure that grab a handful of apples or some such, if I can find any such stalls around.
Yeah, there's fruit stall. In fact, it is the
Could-
fruit stall that is embedded into
Hala's house.
Hala's house, indeed.
Oh, wonderful.
But I don't think Burrow
Could-
knows Hala.
Could you not? Could we not give them a good berry each?
Maybe,
If,
but
if your druid was there, but he's not.
Well, he will be.
But plus Burrow doesn't like magic.
there's that, and there's one extra thing is these are not exactly for feeding them. I'll need them to behave. What better way to make them behave?
Right.
Then treats.
Exactly.
Yep.
So yeah,
It works for people too. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so I would grab a handful of apples for however much they want to.
Yeah. So let me we don't need to see the picture of it, but yeah, you make your way over to what happens to be Hala's house. I don't think you know Hala, but you would have heard of them in town. It's a local gladiator who fights in the arenas.
I mean, I've met Hala.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I've slept in that place.
Oh, you slept in that. Oh, right, there we go. Yes, you met them. Yeah, there was like one episode of overlap.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, you go stay at Hala's home, which well, not stay there, but you go shop at Hala's home, which it's got like a fruit and vegetable sales side to it. Yeah, costs you like a silver to get a bushel of apples, no problem.
Yeah, that sounds like a deal. And with that, I would be bringing the apples back to the party, or rather, at least back to Laroon.
So you meet back at Laroon in the drill square. Just as you arrive, you can see a still slightly breathless Hazer from his frantic run away from the guards, and Ravenous, who
is nowhere to be seen because she's still invisible.
Still invisible. So yeah, just Hazer making his way back.
But you can just smell the tiefling coming.
Yeah, I mean, she's not particularly washed. So.
I kid.
I know.
No, but also you don't particularly wash, so I think that's accurate.
I mean, we're in a drill field. It probably smells like mud.
Smells like working guardsmen. So indeed, you do still see there's a few guardsmen nearby being put through their exercises. Last time you saw guardsmen doing this, they were being taught what to do in the case of chasing down a thief. This time they're being taught about proper arresting procedure.
So how did that training of chasing down a thief go? Apparently not particularly well, since had to result on a monk. Just throwing it out there.
Are you saying that to them, or are you just...
No! Oh my god, no.
Yeah, I mean, their training, it seemed at the time, it mostly consisted of, if they look like a dodgy type, then go after them.
So Baruch's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we weren't, neither me nor you were too happy about that description.
Yeah, I think we were just like, okay, let's go now, right?
Yep. Nope.
Proper arresting procedure, which mostly seems to be about considerable force and making sure that casters can't get to, to try and cover a caster's mouth, actually, and to restrain their hands. So, you've met back up. Ravenous is still invisible. Ravenous, what are you doing with your invisibility? I assume you have something in mind.
Whereabouts are the apples?
So Burke's got them in a hemp bag.
Is he
so it is basically a bag on my side. So it's just on a strap over the shoulder. They're pretty easily reachable.
Okay, so I'm basically my my idea here is to just mess with Burke. So I'm gonna sneak up and then go by the horse and like grab the horse's lips. And then start saying, "Hi Baruch, you're my best friend," with the horse's lips going, and just see what happens.
Can you change your voice in any way as you're doing this? Or is it your voice coming out?
No. I do somebody else's voice. I do a pretend voice.
So,
I
performance
for
doing someone else's voice.
Okay, I do a horse-like. The voice I just did. Let's just say that.
Somewhere between Kermit and the horse.
Where's performance? What did I get? 14. It's better than average.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid. I mean, I just rolled perception just to see how much beat would Burke be at that.
I just want to see how much Burke freaks out.
I would be glancing at Laroon as... Did you just hear that?
Yeah. Can I make a perception check to discern the location of or the existence of Ravenous?
Oh yeah, so Burke got 20 on his perception check, so...
Yeah, but I'm not even assuming that Ravenous would be doing this.
No.
So,
He perceived the horse.
Yeah, I see
Funny.
that something's wrong with the horse.
So the horse, like, its eyes are widening and it's looking quite panicked, certainly.
I go, I'm magical! Oh, nay!
No.
What did you roll?
No, I haven't rolled.
Oh.
Yeah, screw it. Just perception.
I think so. It's quite difficult to work out what you'd even roll for that.
Wait.
Is that
Yeah.
insight? Yeah, Lyroon. I mean, so far as you can tell, I mean, the horse looks panicked, but seems to be coming from it. But
It's not only the horse that's panicked there.
But Burke would be able to tell that the voice doesn't seem to be coming directly from its lips. The sound seems it's almost like French twinkling, it seems just slightly off.
Yep. And Ravenous, you would add that the horse is magical, right?
Yeah, I'd said the horse is magical.
Burke is panicked. He also realizes roughly where the voice is coming from. There is a swift punch coming in that direction.
Oh.
Given that you're invisible and there's little chance that I'm hitting, that's gonna be...
Yeah, disadvantage on armed attack.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think...
Hurt me.
I think that at the very least goes into your shoulder.
Yeah, Ravenous, give me a concentration save on your invisibility.
18.
So yeah, Burke immediately is able to. He can work out something's up here. The voice doesn't seem to be coming from its lips, and just almost subconsciously just slams out with a gauntleted fist and just strikes you square in the shoulder. Ravenous just rolls with the blow, and you don't lose your concentration, but you know that the jig is up.
And Burke just panics and shouts out that, actually, most likely loud enough for the whole square. There's someone here! Danger!
Oh
and
my
now,
god.
Now it's not one horse panicking, it's both of them. He's just barely holding them together. And yeah, I think I might have alerted a couple guards as well.
Ravenous drops her invisibility, goes, ow, it was just a joke!
It was not a funny joke, young lady.
It was funny until I got punched.
Sometimes the consequences of our actions are immediate and swift.
Well, all I could say is that the face Baruch made when he saw the horse talking was priceless.
Ravenous, you deserved one to the face for that one. You can just hear him almost growling those words out.
And then Ravenous is just like rubbing her shoulder, laughing to herself.
Only cementing the perception of tieflings in Burke's mind.
Yeah, like if you had any hope of making sure that that I'm not your ordinary tiefling, it's vanishing.
Oh, I never said I wasn't an ordinary tiefling. I just said it was.
Yeah, just in contrast to Burke, who's trying to act above his race perception, let's say.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Excellent. So you've met back up, got the horses, had some fun with Burke.
I was hoping that the apples would be on the horses and I could like pick one up and be like, ooh, like really obviously in front of his face.
Oddly enough, you can't, because as soon as you start holding the apple, it becomes an equipped, a held item, and it becomes visible.
What?
Oh. But if you throw an apple, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Makes no sense. But okay.
Stop being invisible. Okay. So, you've got a few jobs that you were given. You've got the promise of a halves disguised at a later date, in a couple of days. You've got the horses. You're in the drill field just outside the barracks at the minute.
And how much attention did I draw with my not quite manly screaming?
Yeah, absolutely. So, because there were some guards going through their paces of proper arrest procedure just nearby, and all of their heads turned towards Burke as he started screaming about there being someone here, danger! And then slam, fist slams into Ravenous's shoulder, and then a moment later, this tiefling materializes for them, and they're all staring. But then they see that you're just exchanging words, and you don't seem to be coming to blows and they're just.
Yeah, I would also just try to raise a hand. As all's good, all's good.
And but they continue staring. It's a burrican. It's a hobgoblin and a tiefling in the middle of the drill square. One's screaming, one's just been invisible. But they don't make any move just yet.
Good.
So.
The sergeant of the guard is like, "Hey, everybody! Here's a great example, a great first-hand example of how to arrest someone."
Yeah, you know how to recognize that's a thief.
Oh. I think my work laptop might be crashing. Can you hear us?
Nice.
Ravenous? No.
Doesn't look like it now.
Alright, give me a moment. I'll go check.
Am I back?
Yes.
Not your video, but we can hear you.
Okay.
Seems they crashed.
It's the video's off, but the voice is there. I don't know what happened.
We couldn't hear you.
Oh. I think it's because I watched the video.
Yep. I've ruined it all.
You know you can't do anything on the laptop.
It was through Discord. It was okay.
No, you can't do anything on the laptop.
But it was it was so worth watching.
It's weird now. It can't possibly be bad.
Huh?
Ask them if they can hear you.
Yeah, we're literally conversing right now.
No, we cannot hear you whatsoever. We're sorry.
It's terrible. It's
if we could hear you, we at least could trash talk you properly. But now it's not even worth it.
exactly.
Oh.
Now's our chance.
Anyways, how's your day been?
Good. I woke up and then fed Odin, and then immediately decided for a nap.
Oh, nice. I did basically the same, except without feeding the Odin part. But I woke up and said, it's 9:30. That's no time to wake up on a Sunday. And
Yeah.
next time I woke up was about 2 hours later.
Yeah, I woke up at 4:30 and said that's no time to stay awake on a Sunday.
Not at all. I am more likely to be still awake at 4:30 than awake in the morning at 4:30.
Yeah, this pupper right here doesn't understand the concept of sleeping in. And let me tell you, he has a big nose and will more than happy literally push me off the bed.
Oh, I want a puppy so bad now.
He's such a good puppers. You guys gotta start getting. You guys gotta start getting your house, man. Come on.
Don't even. There you go.
One day we shall have a home outside of London.
There is some
Yeah.
news on that actually.
Say again.
Some relatively good news on that. It sounds like this is not D&D relevant, but 5% mortgages will become more of a thing in the near future. The government in the UK is going to support them because people can't get onto the housing ladder.
Yay!
So that means people our age can actually afford to get a mortgage now on a place like ours. So that means there'll be a lot more demand,
Me.
Oh, nice.
which is very good. Hopefully that means we sell our flat in the nearest future. But anyway, so
This is a short but dumb question. You guys own your flat or do you rent it?
yeah,
Own
we
it.
own this one. We've owned it for a while now.
Not
Because-
nine
'cause
years.
9 years.
Because in America, there's apartments and condos, and the big difference between the two is that you own a condo and you rent an apartment.
Interesting.
Mm.
We don't have that distinction. They're just flats.
No.
Yeah.
But most people our age do not own their own place. I was only
Yeah,
able to
it's-
because I got a lend on the deposit.
Here in Panama is something like that too. It's becoming more difficult to get your own shit over here.
It's quite funny.
At least we were able to get like an apartment in the outside of the cities, but the traffic to get back to the city is just awful, man.
Oh no.
Just awful.
Well, yeah,
That's so...
And now they are planning to build a train line, a metro line.
Okay.
How? I don't know, but that will bring more traffic.
Oh.
it's
I thought it was a positive. I was wrong.
I thought it was a good thing. But, yeah.
It is, but there's sacrifices that need to be made.
So yeah. I mean, for me, it was an hour door to door to get to my place of work, even though I live in central London, which is just ridiculous. But anyway, so you got your horses. You're just in the drill fields outside the guards' barracks. You've been asked to pick up some work by the Duchess to take care of some of these vegetable issues.
Yeah, Lyroon is a little tired of the immatureness of Ravenous. No offense. And just kind of marches away, kind of like a little indignant. Like, I don't want to deal with you people right now. Into the building.
Yeah. And Ravenous, just so you know, your webcam doesn't seem to have recovered. Might be worth unplugging and plug it back in. So make your way into the building, and you see. Oh, there we go. Oh, now it's using the webcam. The laptop's webcam rather than.
Oh, that's why you only see cleavage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
No face, just cleavage.
Halfway
There
there.
we go.
Hey.
Hey.
Now we're good.
Let's pull myself up now.
So,
do you have your other webcam on top of your first webcam?
Yeah, so it's a built-in webcam in the laptop.
It's a built-in,
screen,
yeah.
But it's rubbish. So,
I mean, you know how to put it. I am using the work laptop's webcam at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not bad then.
Yeah. Maybe you should just use that. I don't know.
I mean, it's not a disaster at the very least.
Yeah, webcams are webcams, honestly. It's more your connection and their refresh rate than anything.
Yeah. I mean, you can surely have a terrible webcam, but...
So, Lyru makes his way into the barracks, and there you see the guard captain that you had seen before the last couple of times you've been there. Last time you saw him, you were dropping off a bunch of children, and he had looked... He'd paid out, but he hadn't looked particularly happy at the prospect of considerable work coming his way. And now you see the toll of that work. There is considerable bags under his eyes. It looks like he's been up for most of the night.
Hang on, didn't we drop them off this morning?
Last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've had a long rest since then, lesser restorations and bacon pancakes and all the rest of it.
Don't forget punching Danny DeVito. That was the highlight of my day.
Danny DeVito. Even as you make your way inside, you can hear some of the children clamoring from the floor above, all talking amongst themselves. So it looks like they're still around.
Oh god. Did we just turn the man into a kindergarten manager?
It seems that way.
Oh god.
As I say, you can see considerable bags under his eyes, and he just looks up as you come in. Like, you again? What now?
Yeah.
What have you brought me now?
I have brought you nothing except perhaps an apology and a hope to do things slightly better way, to come here first for the contracts as per the Duchess's suggestion for the other sentient vegetables.
And he sort of straightens slightly at that and pulls down his jacket and rearranges it a bit. The Duchess sent you?
Yes, hand him the writ.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, yes. If you're here to take care of the sentient vegetables, as you call them, very well. There's some cornfields that have been causing quite a ruckus lately. Over to the east. Any travellers coming by that way keep complaining that they're getting waylaid. If you could take care of that, that would be very good.
Consider it done. You said cornfields, as in plural?
Well, it started with one, and then the farmers nearby started complaining. It seems like they're spreading. I don't know if there's how many of them there are. Certainly enough to... Well, we sent one adventurer band out that way and never heard from them again, so enough to take care of them at least. From what you saw of the pumpkins, I would expect something of the same nature.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Well, if you're able to take care of this task, and he takes out a thick leather ledger. Flip through the pages into it. Yes. If you're able to take care of this, well, there's a 500 gold reward for any clearance of one of these sentient vegetable situations.
Consider it done.
Register up front. Now, what name can I put you under?
Put us 5. You remember us from yesterday, as the Strangers from Strange Lands.
Strangers from Strange Lands. Okay. So I was writing it down. Well, I'm glad you got a name in the end at least. Very well. Good. Let's see if you take care of these. So go out there. Bring back evidence that you've taken care of them. You have to send a patrol out to go check out your pumpkins. It looks like you did take care of them, but makes my job a lot easier if you bring back something to show that you've done the job. Tell you what, for every corn corpse you bring back, we'll throw in an extra gold piece.
That sounds like it would do us both well. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Right. Well, best of luck. Although it seems that you wouldn't need it based on the pumpkins.
Looks like we're gonna go cream some corn.
Good ear for those.
Oh dear.
Anything else?
I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. I was expecting it all rounded like.
No, man, I love puns.
Good.
Did he have any like actual paper for us, or was it just writing down the ledger?
Just writing in his ledger. He's just taking
Okay.
records that you. So basically, it's whenever an adventurer group gets sent out, they write down who they are. So then, if they fail to appear, they at least have a record of who they are. Any loved ones you'd like me to contact if you die?
I don't have any family.
None within reach.
There's a small city in the Trundlewood. If possible, send letters to, and Lyroon gives the names of his 2 sons, which I'm just such a great dad that I can't remember the name of my children.
That's fine. So he jots down the details. Sort of seems to be a subsection of the form he's filling out that's specifically for doing that. Right. I'll make sure to do so. As I say, shouldn't be a problem. You took care of the pumpkins. It's just corn, right?
Exactly.
Very well. Best of luck. Strangers from strange lands.
Thank you. Should be a quick one. Hopefully, we will see you in the evening.
Alright. Well, thank you for your services to Dagford. And he just sits back down, starts resuming his duties. Clear dismissal, if not an actual one.
Yeah. Heads back outside to the horses.
Right, so ready to mount up and make your way out of town. Anything else you're going to do before you make your way out of town?
I don't think there's anything to do.
I'd like to go on a stealth mission.
In that
Don't
case, we
stealth.
should have avoided the horses.
So weight limits for horses. I'm assuming that Nanto is with us, right? Because we're going to continue this next week
exactly.
when.
So my intention here is that we'll wrap up with basically as you leave Dagford. We won't try and start the combat just now because it's going to be.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Lyroon probably doesn't weigh much. I'm thinking about weight limits for the horses. Because one of the horses has to have 3 people on it.
Or
Oh,
3 people.
You want all of us to ride these 2 horses? I kind of just. Oh.
Lyra just run alongside them, right?
No
I
route
think
to run.
actually isn't a horse speed like 40 or 50 or something?
These are
Something like that, yeah.
horses. 40 feet for a draft horse.
Cool, awesome. I am faster than a horse.
Yeah, it's good fun with monks. So yeah, you can just run alongside, no problem, and the others can mount up. No problem. So, troop your
That
way
is hilarious.
Troop your way out of town. Lyra just speed walking, sort of Malcolm in the middle style, just beside the horses, and yeah, you start making your way out through the farmer's gate and just loop around, heading towards the farmer's fields, much a similar direction to where you had gone when you had gone to check out the pumpkins, but this time you're slightly different diversion in track to head towards the cornfields. And that is where we're going to leave off today's session before we start jumping into combat and all the rest of it. And hopefully that means Nanto will be back for next week's session. So he's off moving house this week, so we'll have a full party ready for some corn murder. All good. Anything else before we wrap up?
What was the names of the horses again? This is important.
Dennis?
Gregory and Dennis.
Yeah.
Gregory and Dennis.
One quick question. Have we leveled up?
Of course. not.
Yeah,
We did have a combat encounter.
Did we?
No.
Oh, what? I got punched. Come on now.
With an invisible creature.
One stunning hit. Yeah.
There was an encounter with combat in it. Look, clearly we should level.
But next episode you will get to demonstrate your various level 5 abilities, which will be jolly.
Oh, yes.
I will refrain from showing you the corn art, even though Ravenous spoiled it for herself. The rest of you will get to see that next week. So,
Or maybe I'll do a new one. Who knows?
yeah, or that works too. So, you very
You,
much,
I think
guys.
you know.
thank
It
you very
depends
much,
if I
guys.
get around to it.
Hopefully you had fun. Couple of episodes.
Sorry about the heist.
We'll see you on the heist when it comes to that evening.
Yeah.
So again.
No, sorry. I'm just thinking it will eventually become a full heist, which one of two things will happen. Either we will have a good reason for all of us to rob him, or you will be all alone and most likely stuck in some magic that we'll have to get you out of.
Yeah.
I'm up for both options.
I mean, you have to re-roll a new character because you're stuck in jail, yada yada. It happens.
God.
Well, you know, jailbreak. So,
Would Lyra do a jailbreak? He's like, hey, don't steal stuff or consequences will happen. You get arrested and he'll be like, hey,
Ding, ding,
guys,
ding. Consequences
look.
happened.
look, there's
Yeah,
the
be like,
consequences.
Which
Like, he visit you in your jail cell and say, I'm very disappointed in you, young lady.
Oh,
well, it may be, as I say, we'll see what happens with that. Maybe even if not all of you are doing the heist, it might be we do an extra session with just the people doing the heist, just see if we can do it without having to dedicate on time. So thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that.
I did.
realised
It was
at the
good.
Start, I actually didn't say what the show is, so it's I Cast Summer Friends, but it's far too late. Hope you enjoy that, and we'll pick back up on that next week.